Hey guys, this is Adam Carswell, and today I'm joined by Dale Corpus. Dale is a real estate entrepreneur, and cool fun fact we'll dig into here later. He's also an alumni of the CFC mentorship program. Dale was born and raised in the San Francisco Bay Area, went to university at Santa Clara University, and now lives in San Ramon, California. Dale, thank you so much for making your Dream Chasers debut here today. Happy to have you. And do you have any opening remarks for my listeners?
Well, I am very honored to be on your show. Love the vibe that you put on with all your past episodes. So I'm, very excited to be here. Thank you.
Grateful to have you. And guys, as I mentioned, definitely one of the first ways I think I met Dale was through the mentorship program, the Cash Flow Connections mentorship program, which we shamelessly plug here all the time on Dream Chasers. You guys go ahead and check out cfcmentorshipprogram.com if you want to learn more about that. But just a great way for us to initially get connected. And then from there, we've kept in touch. I was just joking with Dale. I saw him posting on Instagram or Facebook the other day. He was eating some sushi burritos that just look great. We don't have that here in Newfoundland. So there's a lot of cool things going on in his world, especially on the real estate side of things. But, before we start getting into the details here of these real estate networking secrets, I want to flip it back over to you here, Dale. And just if you want to, fill in any of the blanks on anything that I just mentioned.
So it's funny how you mentioned, you something about what I posted on Instagram or Facebook just really, caught your attention. It's like I feel like I live in social media. It's like I'm a full-time realtor. Yes, I also invest in real estate too, but social media has been a really great way just to keep in touch with people. I mean, I think that's how I got to even know you more, Adam, and how you got to know me a little bit better after the CFC program, because we didn't know each other too well back then. So I'm pretty much like a professional networker when you think about it. As a realtor, I feel like there's two types of realtors, the way they get their business. There's like the cold calling type. That's definitely not me, or else I wouldn't be doing this business right now. Or else there's a networking type where, they constantly are helping their network, bringing value to the network, and always meeting new people to grow it. So that the more people they meet, honestly, the more opportunities for business, whether it's now or later, somebody in that network, you could help, whether it's you helping them directly with the transaction or somebody in your own network that that could help them with something that they got an issue with, or the problem that they need to solve. So what's really interesting though too is I use things like social media just to get people glimpses of my own life, to really feel connected to me and just know that I'm an actual person, rather than maybe just like I'm not all business. I mean, yes, I do the business, but I like to also show who I am, so people could feel that there's an actual person behind that, that business front. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I think that's one thing. Maybe 10 years ago, someone could try and argue on the fact that staying active and relevant as frequently as possible on social media would mean that you have no life. But we're at a point now where it actually shows that you do have a life. And I know that's tough pill for some to swallow, but that's just where we're at. I mean, everyone's on their phones all the time. And if you're not, in many situations, you're kind of behind in what's going on. So, and it's not easy either. I mean, it takes some dedication to stay consistent and keep that social media pulse. So definitely excited to ask you some questions on that here today, Dale. But before we do, guys, it is
Okay.
now time to step into the next level chamber. All right. So real estate networking secrets. I'm excited to learn Dale's secrets today because I think comparatively speaking, we both love to network, but we definitely have different styles. And I'm always down to basically, see what am I not doing and learn from someone who's just out there getting after it every day. Dale, I know even when we first connected, I think you like had just hopped off the treadmill or were getting ready to, like your office was like built into your gym and you're, a people person. So I'm sure this whole time that we've gone through has definitely forced you to evolve as a networker. So let's go back to social media first. What are some of
Okay.
your tips for everyone listening right now as far as keeping keeping your followers and your audience engaged? And, what have you found to be most successful as far as like a social media post?
Okay, well, first off, make sure you have an audience. So, I mean, the top networks that I use are LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. So I live in that world. When I do meet somebody, I try to bring them on social media as quickly as possible. I mean, mainly if I met them through a professional setting, for example, feel very comfortable adding them on LinkedIn, usually on an Instagram or Facebook. I like to typically meet them first before I add them on that, unless they just somehow follow me. But the real thing is just, posting things that will potentially get people to resonate with what you're doing and respond, and just very much just engage. Show them like funny thing is like I've gotten business from even folks just it's telling me that they also like sushi too. You saw a post about sushi. I've done sushi posts in the past. I can't believe how it's really funny, but it's true that talking about sushi can actually turn into something about question real estate, which could eventually turn into helping them on a real estate transaction or even something related to a mortgage or something. People just don't want to talk about business. It's more so they want to know about you. Be you. You know what I like to use a lot, and I know you use it too, is I like to show snapshots of my own life using the story feature, like on Instagram, on Facebook. And I noticed that I feel like I get a lot of chatter and just a lot of engagement just by people reaching out to me and saying, oh, hey, it's like, I'm doing that too. I'm working out too. It's just like, wait, how much are you lifting today? That's crazy. So it's just regular talk, it's just all that, just casual conversation, just could really get somebody connected to you. Not that you're trying to do business, but like you're very memorable. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, and I think that one it almost doesn't even feel like a trend anymore, because I do feel like it's becoming the standard. But people are now more than ever gravitating towards personalities and buying from personalities. And I look at even things like the professional sports, like I think probably 30, 40 years ago, it used to be like Lakers versus Celtics, but now it's always like the star player versus the other
Yeah.
star player. And corporations now are encouraging we'll just use, I used to work for Sherwin-Williams, for example. So I don't know if Sherwin-Williams is doing this, but companies like that are saying, hey, if you're an employee of ours, you don't have to be quiet on social media anymore. Like, let your life shine, so that way you're a walking billboard for our company. And the cool thing about being entrepreneurs, you and I, is like we don't really have to worry about like corporate saying anything to us. But
Yeah.
showing your personality, people buy from personality.
Yeah. But to your point though, it's like there is so much competition in the, being a realtor. Everybody's you probably know at least 100 realtors, literally.
Yeah.
But
I'm even still
what makes
technically
one
one.
so what makes one realtor different from another one, or what makes one person choose one or the other? I mean, yes, it's going to be the knowledge, and it's really it's the trust as well, and just being able to connect with that person. Like, how do you develop trust? You really got to know, and like that person, and just make sure that you feel connected to them. There's something in that person that you see in yourself that makes you gravitate towards them. So it's just, I try to make myself like, I mean, I feel that by being an individual and just being myself is part of my own branding. I seem to attract folks that are similar to me in terms of wanting to help others, and just wanting to also grow and invest, and I want to help them too. So I tend to just catch folks that are very cool folks. All my clients, I love them. One thing about my business is that I've grown such a big referral business over the years since 2002, and I'm so grateful for my clients. Or else I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. And I love doing real estate, sales, because it's given me the opportunity to get into things like investing in syndications, and doing all that stuff, because I completely believe in it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm really excited here for the next half of the interview and questions we got coming up. But as I mentioned, guys, we are now halfway through the interview. And I also have to say, for the past few episodes of Dream Chasers, we haven't done this. And I'll take full responsibility for that. It was just another layer of work that I'm like, man, I don't know if it's worth it. But Dale was like, dude, you got to bring it back. So here we go. Next level track of the weeks are back. This is War for Love by Bright Lights. All right, and we're back. And if you're with us here on YouTube, I'm sorry, we're not. You're gonna have to go listen to the Spotify or Apple version, but it's a great song. Or if you're on YouTube, just type it in now, look it up. "War for Love" by Bright Lights. But anyways, so a few things there that Dale said that had me going, and we're kind of on the social media side of things here. I want to transition into the world of syndications in a moment, but first, I'm also wondering, Dale, I want to give our challengers, our listeners, a challenge directly from you. Maybe if they're kind of feeling like they're stuck in their comfort zone, they want to make a splash on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, you name it. What's like a simple challenge that you could give to them as far as growing their network on these platforms?
Um, in terms of growing your network, what you could, do is look at other folks that have even bigger networks of the same audience that you want to, okay? And, just, connect with them or connect with them and, follow their, literally look at their followers, start connecting with their followers and follow their followers. Because I feel that if you're looking for a specific audience, look at somebody who already has the same audience that you're trying to build, and go from there. Okay. For example, on Instagram, you could see who all the followers are just by clicking who's following them and start connecting with them, literally DM them.
Boom. There you go. That's that kind of reminds me of have you heard of the Dream 100 yet?
I know I haven't. I mean, tell me about it.
Okay. Well, quick, we'll just try to give you the 30-second version of it. But guys,
Yep.
Dream 100. The reason there's 100 is because you want to take a step back and think, okay, so who are my, if I could pick 100 clients or 100 customers, who would they be? And, Russell Brunson is kind of like the teacher of this right now. And he talks about how Tony Robbins was someone who was on his Dream 100. And, you want to figure out a way to leverage what you're doing and what you're good at to benefit their growth and their network. And so I think somewhere along the line, he reached out to Tony and he was like, hey, we'll do this for you. For free. All we want to know is like, can we, blast this out to both of our networks? And I think if you're coming in with, if you built rapport and you followed them and you liked them and you know what's going on in their world, someone in your Dream 100 is going to be like, sure, yeah, no problem. And even if they say no, you can do what they call parasite marketing, which is similar to what you just mentioned. And it kind of sounds weird when you say parasite, but even if like, for example, if Tony Robbins says no, we'll say if Tony Robbins says no to me, what I can do is, all right, I know that I want Tony Robbins followers to engage with my content. So what I can do is go on, for example, Facebook ads and target Tony Robbins followers specifically to see maybe me talking about one of Tony Robbins books or something like that to build credibility. So Dream 100, you going after your dream customers, your dream clients, identify them, and then kind of just follow that framework.
Love it.
That's one of like a few different hacks. So you can go on YouTube, guys, look the rest of that up. Back to, as Dale said, the world of syndications now. That's, again, where we kind of got connected. And I think it's a world that's growing in popularity and more and more people are learning about it. If you had to give maybe one thing that you've taken from the world of syndications that has changed your world networking wise, what would that be?
Well, what I like about syndications here. So before syndications, I used to do turnkey rentals. And I realized that I felt like I was doing too much. Sometimes people think turnkey rentals are they're kind of passive income in a way, but I thought I was doing too much because my real estate sales business was taking up a lot of my time. And I didn't see it as a good way of scaling up. When I was open to learning about syndications, which I actually learned mainly through podcasts, believe it or not, and jumped into it, I took the leap of faith, just to jump into syndications. Side note, don't be afraid to jump in. Take action. That's right. I finally understood how passive these investments really were. And so just the way I go about networking now as it relates to the real estate syndication side is looking for places where I can meet a lot of the folks that were doing this kind of stuff. That's actually why I joined the CFC mentorship program. I'm a residential realtor, so I don't know too much in commercial real estate side, but it was more so I built my business in the real estate side off networking. I needed to start with some sort of base. And I thought that program was a really good basis just for networking. And it was all online. It's like I wasn't going to go to LA to go there. I was in the comfort I was literally doing these. I was taking a class in my car
Right.
between appointments. So I mean, take action. Find folks that are doing what you're doing. Use the world of podcasts and join a mentorship program similar like Hunters. I highly recommend it. I'm getting my own Yelp review for it. I'm a student of it.
Boom.
I met amazing folks like you yourself, Adam, and so my networks continue to grow, and I still keep in touch with many of the folks that were from that program, on Facebook and on Instagram. So I feel blessed to have been a part of that program.
Absolutely. And you kind of reminded me of something that happened in my world. I mean, similar to yours, I heard Hunter on a podcast 3 years ago, and I reached out. I think you mentioned the world of podcasting is kind of what brought you into this. And then you reached out, and I don't know how many times we said this on the show, but I just want to reiterate it to everyone listening again right now. If there's a certain direction that you want to go with your life, and maybe you first discovered it through podcasting, just take that step to, whoever it is, if you got to email them, connect with them, follow them, and just don't be afraid to say hi. I think, over time, maybe I've reached out to say 100 people and only 10 got back, but that's all that matters. You forget about the 90 that didn't get back to you. So
Very true.
that's just something that you said there.
So if you feel scared about doing something, you know what I mean? Just do it. That's actually the feeling that you're supposed to feel. Like that, you're doing the right thing when you feel scared. Just do it.
There you go. There's another hack for you guys. Let's pull a few more networking secrets here out of Dale. So you've been in the real estate industry for a long time, and I think you could probably say this is close to. Have you been through 3 downturns?
I've been through the big mortgage meltdown downturn, so I consider that just that was the main big one I went to. I got into the real estate field right after the .com crash.
Right.
So that's actually why I got in, because my background was in engineering. I never became that .com millionaire. So we made the transition from the tech world over into real estate, and I never looked back. It's been amazing.
You know what? There's a lot of individuals in the commercial side of things, investing, that are former tech guys, or maybe used to be much more focused on investing in stocks, and realize after the .com crash, they're just like, I've had enough of this. I don't know if you're diversified into stocks and real estate, both, but I guess, could you tell a little bit about what your preference is? Because I'm hearing and seeing more and more people moving from Wall Street to Main Street, but I want to know your take on that.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously I have more of a bias because I'm in the real estate world. I mean, for me, real estate was more tangible of an asset. And I like the many different ways that you could make money in real estate. I mean, in the world of stocks, I mean, it goes up and goes down, So with real estate, I just felt there was more ways to just control things, and I could sleep at night, for example. I mean, you make money off the appreciation, you make money off depreciation, which is basically the fact that you could write off paper losses, and then you get the amortization and cash flow. So that's like 4 different ways that you could make money in real estate, and it's just been amazing. I mean, my very first property that I bought was around 2003, 2004, when 0 down loans were big. I remember putting zero down. I did a 0 down loan for a 3-bedroom condo purchase in San Jose, 0 down. So it's nothing of my own money was at risk.
Right,
but
crazy.
In 2 years, I sold it for about 200,000 more, so that
wow.
Enabled me to buy more investment properties and pay for my wedding. So. It was just that kind of experience that I realized, there's something to this, yes, I'm in the world of real estate sales, but it's just like, don't get me wrong, you'll make good money being a realtor if you're in selling real estate, but the real focus that I always, try to tell other folks that are in the business is focus on buying real estate. That's where you're going to make that, that fortune, and that building that generational wealth for your family.
Yep. More on the buying, I guess you could say, ownership side of things rather than just the transactional portion.
Yeah.
Okay. So as I mentioned, I think see if we got a little bit more time here. I've got one fun question for you at the end, but let's see if we can squeeze one more out of you. What's one more networking hack or secret or something just, over the years that you've been like, oh, this is a good practice. This always works.
Okay. Well, you know what, when you meet somebody, never talk about business, just be interested in them. And what I like to do is I like to just get to know that person. I mean, you probably use this too. I use the FORD model. I talk about, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams.
Yep.
Be very interested in the person that you're talking to. Talk less, listen more. They'll find you more interesting. And it's like, heck, you might even learn something. And the funny thing is, when you do that, they find like, they somehow get drawn into you, okay? And you will stand out in their minds. And so I feel that you can, and through conversation, you could even cover things that they might need help with, where like in the talk, when I'm talking to somebody, sometimes I hear that, they, for example, had car trouble or whatnot. So I refer them to my mechanic, for example. I'm already out adding value to their lives. So I'm always looking and listening for clues of where I could interject and potentially connect them with somebody in my own network to help them. And I feel like that's just part of me offering value to them through my own network and just connecting people.
I love it. It's over delivering right there. All right. So here we go. Last, it's more of a, you can say it's a question. Dale, could you give a shout out to somebody you've never given a shout out to before?
Okay, well, I'm going to give a shout out. I don't know if he's listening to this, but I'll give a shout out to Russell Gray. He was my first mortgage mentor.
Boom! Great person to shout out, and I'm sure we can get this message over to his ears in some way, shape, or form. Russell, you've been an amazing impact in my life too, and I know you're good friends with my boss and mentor, Michael Flight. So I'm going to back that up with you right there, Dale. Russell Gray, guys, go check out the Real Estate Guys radio show if you never have. They've been doing it for years. Well, I think 98 is when they started, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So hopefully Dream Chasers will be on that level one day. We're working toward it. But all right, Dale, last question. You know what? If you could give one single best way for anyone to follow up and get in touch with you, what would that one way be?
I hope you guys are all on Instagram. If you are, add me, follow me, watch my stories. Sold by Dale is my Instagram screen name, or connect with me on LinkedIn, Dale Corpus.
Boom. There you go. Sold by Dale.
Yep. There you go.
Easy one to remember. Okay. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of Dream Chasers, Interviews with the Future. We will catch you in the next episode. Remember, in all you think, say, and do, take it to the next level.